Welcome back to the channel. Today we are finally doing my Shop My Stash Get Ready With Me Q&A. I posted or made a couple of posts on my community tab probably about a month or so ago asking if you guys had any questions that you would like to ask, and I am just now being able to sit down and answer those questions. I apologize that it took so long, but you know, life happens, but we are finally here, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. All the products I'm going to be using are from my recent Shop My Stash. If I don't mention what I'm using, everything will be listed down below. I will try to make sure to link as much as I possibly can. But let's go ahead and jump in. First question: where did your enjoyment for makeup come from? Was it difficult for you to find what application techniques and products work best for you? So those are like two different questions. So first question: where did my love for makeup come from? I am currently 48 years old. I didn't start getting into makeup until right before the pandemic, so around 2019. I've worn makeup, you know, since I was 14 years old, but I wasn't really like into makeup. It wasn't something that I just particularly loved. My collection was pretty small. Where my love for makeup came from, it was actually through Jeffree Star. I started getting into makeup around the time that that drama was going on between Tati and James Charles and Jeffree Star. You know, the whole drama with the sugar pills and all that stuff. Before then, I wasn't really, you know, like into makeup, wasn't really into the drama, but that's really where I started getting into it. I was familiar with Jeffree Star before that, but I really became familiar with him during that time. I just became really, really fascinated with the beauty world, the beauty community, and just really fell in love with makeup. And like soon after that, I decided to go ahead and start my YouTube channel as well. I no longer support Jeffree Star. Like that's like, you know, a ship that's passed in the night. We don't support, you know, that anymore. We're not into that anymore. As far as techniques, yes, it did take me a minute to figure out like what works best for me. I tried brushes, I tried using my fingers, and I just find that the best technique, especially for like applying my foundation, is using a sponge. And my favorite sponge to use is the Total Face sponge from e.l.f. I've tried so many other blenders, and this is the only one that I just really, really love, and I feel like blends my makeup out the best. It's really bouncy, it's really soft, it blends everything out just really, really nicely. I also like the fact that these are really, really easy to clean, to wash. Like I said, I've tried other makeup sponges and they're so difficult to wash and get clean. These wash and clean so easily. I do not have any problem with it. I mean, as you can see, it just blends everything out so nicely, and it gives me just the right amount of application, not too heavy, not too thin. My favorite way to apply foundation. I had to run in the bathroom and add just a little bit more water to my sponge. It was a little bit dry, so it wasn't as fluffy and bouncy as I like. As far as like techniques for applying eye makeup, I have hooded eyelids, and I have found that smaller, more detailed brushes, pointier crease brushes, those are the best way to apply shadow and just to kind of get it where I want to so that it's not like messy and like all over my face. Did your daughter develop her desire in makeup and beauty from you? Yes, she did. Before I started getting into makeup, she was kind of like me. You know, she had makeup, she wore makeup a little bit, but because of me, she is now like really into makeup. She's very curious about makeup. Her skin, I have oily skin. Her skin is more on that normal to dry side. So, you know, she's gotten into learning like what makeup works best for her, what techniques work best for her. And because of me, she also has like a really big makeup collection. So yeah, because of me, she now has a huge love for beauty and makeup. That's something that we can like share together. Next question asks, do you have friends in your area where you live that are interested in beauty such as yourself? Unfortunately, no. My friends like wear makeup. Most of them wear them for like cosplay reasons, costuming, stuff like that. But as far as like having the love of makeup the way that I do, unfortunately, I don't have anybody close to me that, you know, shares the love of makeup and beauty the way that I do. The friends that I have, I've met through YouTube. I wish that I had friends that live closer to me that like shared the same, you know, interests as I do. But unfortunately, no. All of my friends that are like, you know, into makeup and beauty, I met them through YouTube. The next question asks, do you set a monthly budget for your beauty products or just set aside the funds for the particular items that you want? And no, you're not being too nosy. Not really. When I first started my channel, you know, my collection was very small. Like I didn't really have much of anything, so I would buy like everything. I was like really into makeup. I was interested in everything. I wanted everything. I am now in what, my 5th year of being on YouTube. So now, rather than, buy everything, I just buy what interests me. I do buy some products that I think, you guys want to see me use on my channel, but for the most part, if it's not something that is really going to be interesting to me, I don't buy it. And the reason for that is like I said, I have a huge collection. There's nothing that I really need. Anything I buy now is just something that, it's going to make me happy, it's going to bring me joy. And 2024 has been the year that we are trying to get things done. We are trying to get stuff paid off. I have all of my credit cards paid off, which makes me very happy. I'm currently working on paying off a small loan, and then after that, I can focus on paying off my credit cards. So 2024, I am more focused on getting things paid off than I am with buying makeup. We're going to try out the Revolution Pro Glow Edit Cream Bronzer in bronze. This is one of the products that's new to my collection. I really wanted to try this. I'm going to use this flat brush from AOA Studio, and I'm just going to like tap into it. And then we're just going to start blending this onto my forehead. Overall, in 2024, I really have not bought a whole lot. Most of the palettes that I've gotten have come from like Nomad because I'm on their PR list. And I've bought a few things that interest me. That is beautiful. Not blending as smooth as the one from Juvia's Place, but it's a beautiful shade and it is looking really, really nice. I'm liking that. But yeah, overall, I have not bought nearly as much makeup as I have in the past. I've been trying to be more focused on using what I already have than, continuing to add to it. One thing I am definitely noticing right away, I want to kind of make note of with this particular bronzer, it's not blending over my matte foundation very well. I haven't set anything down with powder yet. It's just the foundation, and you can see it doesn't seem to be blending very well in the cheek area, and it's kind of picking it up a little bit. This may be one that I need to blend with something that's not so matte. But yeah, this is my first time using it, so I'm just going to have to play around with it a little bit more. The tone, though, is really, really pretty. If you could collab with any brand, which would it be and what would you want to create? That is a tough one. I mean, as we all know, when it comes to the beauty community, the world of makeup, I think everything has been done. I don't think there's really anything that hasn't been done. So to like collab with somebody to bring something into the beauty space, I don't know, that's a tough one because I don't know what I could bring into the beauty space that could be unique. I don't really have like a dream as far as collaboration. As far as like a brand that I just would really, really want to collab with, I don't think I really, really have one. Maybe Nomad. But really, if I wanted to create a product that I wanted to bring into the beauty space, it would be a primer. Something that would really, really, really work to fill in large pores. Something that would really help to smooth, scarring and lines and stuff. Basically something that would give you a super smooth base underneath your foundation that when they say it's pore filling, it's smoothing like it is spackle to your face. That's the kind of product I would really, really like, to create. But I don't know. I don't really have a dream collaboration that I would like to do with any brand, which is funny because there are brands that I love, but yeah, I don't think that I could name one that I would just have like a dream to have a collaboration with. Now we're going to try out another new to me bronzer. This is a powder bronzer. This is the matte bronzer in Pacific Beach from Colourpop. This one is huge. I knew that it was big, but I don't think I realized that it was this big. This one looks like it might have a slight kind of reddish, like sunburnt kind of undertone to it. I'm going to use my favorite fluffy brush here to apply it. Let's see how this goes. I generally like something that's a little bit more on the warm tone side, a little more bronze. I don't know, this might be a little bit red for me. If it is, that's going to suck because this bronzer is so freaking big. Actually, that's not too bad. That actually looks pretty good. There's definitely a kind of undertone to it that's slightly red, but it looks like a natural, like sunburnt bronze kind of a tone. It's not like red, so yeah, I think that's gonna work. Next question asks, if you could choose 3 makeup products to use for a month and only those 3 products, what would it be? Let's just make this like really, really hard on me, shall we? Well, first of all, I would definitely use my kombucha palette right there. It has eyeshadows, blushes, highlighters, pretty much everything that I would need to make a basic face. I would use my Ardell foundation. It's a matte foundation that actually sets down pretty well so that I don't need to use a powder as far as like a powder to set it down. Man, this is tough. Wow. I guess I could also use the foundation as a concealer. I can use the palette to fill in my brow, so we would cover that. And then I guess I would have a lipstick, probably my Sunset one from Beauty Bay, since that pretty much goes with everything, because I can also use that palette to do liner. The only thing that I couldn't do is mascara. I don't know, that's tough. It'd be very, very difficult for me to just do 3 products for the whole month. I don't know. That's a tough one, girl. You're making it really, really difficult on me. Would you do more cosplay makeup? Those of you who have been with me for a while, you know, when I first started my channel, I did a combination of, you know, just the regular, you know, makeup, and then I also did cosplay makeup because I was really into cosplay during that time. Before the pandemic, my family, we used to go to, you know, comic conventions dressed up in costume, and I would do cosplay makeup. But I do have a few videos on my channel where I did makeup before going to cons, and then I did one where it was just focused on Moana. The thing is that since the pandemic, we have not really been going to cons like we used to, so I don't really do cosplay makeup in the way that I used to. Would I ever do cosplay makeup again? Yes, I would. If we got to a point where we started going to cons more often, I think I put a little too much highlighter on my cheekies there. But if we did get to a point where we started doing cons more often again, yes, I would do more cosplay makeup. It's just not something that, you know, I've been doing lately, so it's not something that I've felt the need to bring to my channel. I got way too heavy-handed with that highlighter there. A little bit too much. Got a little excited there. Next question asks, would you ever consider doing a day in your life vlog? All right, so this is the thing. The second year that I was on YouTube, I decided that I wanted to start doing vlogs, and I wanted to post a vlog like every couple of weeks, and I was doing that in the beginning. The first vlog that I posted got a lot of views. For my channel, it was like 112, 115 or something, and for me, where I was at the time, that was a lot of views. People seemed to really enjoy it. I got a decent amount of comments on it. People on Instagram, you know, were showing support. And then I posted the second vlog, and I didn't get nearly as many views, the comments, or anything. It was so weird. It was like I got half as many views with the second vlog than I did with the first, and then every vlog after that was kind of the same. Now, the difference between then and now is that I was doing a lot more. You know, then I was going out a lot more. I was doing a little bit more activities. So, you know, I had more to vlog than I do now. I've thought about doing another day in my life vlog, but the fact of the matter is I don't do anything that I feel like is worth vlogging or that I think you guys would be interested in. Many of you know I am a rideshare driver. So I drive for Lyft and I drive for Uber. That's my job. My day consists of going out at about between 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning. I work until about 1, 2 o'clock, come home, eat lunch, work out, do some things in the house, and like the rest of the time is basically family time. That's pretty much all I do. That's my day, pretty much every single day. So there's nothing that I'm doing that I feel like is interesting for a vlog. You guys, I am really liking this pencil. It's from my auntie. I got this from the Dollar Tree. It is filling in and blending in really well. Like, it looks really, really natural. Very impressed with this $1.25 pencil. I'm gonna do a little bit of setting spray. This is just my NYX Professional Matte Finish Setting Spray. This bottle is so super tiny that I will probably use this up before the month is up. We have just a couple more questions. Do you see having YouTube as your career or just a hobby in the few years from now? Let's talk about that just a little bit. I am now going into my 5th year. I've actually talked about this before, like in a couple of other videos. I did a video earlier this year where I talked about, you know, the possibility of quitting YouTube. Before we jump head into answering that question, I'm going to go ahead and start applying the shadow. We have the 3 new travel palettes from Nomad Cosmetics. They launched these a few weeks ago. I did swatches and a little couple of short videos so that I would have something for launch day, but I just didn't have enough time to actually sit down and film a video, so that's what I'm wanting to do right now. We have 3 different palettes. The first one is Abu Dhabi Zayed. I know I'm probably saying that wrong, but this is more of a warmer toned palette. I was thinking about combining all 3, so we'll see if that's what I end up actually doing. Oslo Garden Moen OSL. This is more of a cooler tone. Is that this one? Yeah, this is the cooler tone palette. And then this one has like a mixture of greens and blues, the Canadian Rockies. That's this one. Based on like my blush, I think I'm going to go with the orange palette and then just maybe bring in some tones, maybe in the shimmers or something like that from the other 2. But let's go ahead and start with this one. I'm going to start with Spice Market in the crease from the AUH palette, and then we're going to go into the YXC palette, and I'm going to take, the shade is called Take a Hike, and we're going to blend that on the outer corner. We're just going to kind of see how that goes. Now, would I consider this as a career or a hobby? So, as I mentioned, I started my channel in early 2020, right before the pandemic. Now, I am not someone that sugarcoats and plays. I'm not someone that's going to sit here and go, oh, the views don't matter. That's not why I do this. I do this just for fun. And yes, I do this for fun. I did this, started my channel because I wanted it to be something where I could share my love of makeup for others. I mean, I just fell in love with YouTube and the world of beauty. This was never, for me, from the beginning, just going to be a hobby. That's not why I did it. I had always hoped from the beginning that I would be able to take this and make it into at least like a part-time viable income, that's something that I could use to help, support my family financially. I was posting 3-4 times a week, every single week, 4 years in a row. I did my Uyangmas, which is my version of Vlogmas, uploading 25 days in a row every single year. None of it helped. No matter what I did, no matter how hard I worked at this, no matter how consistent I was, the changes that I made in the background, I mean, where I am now is completely different than who I was when I first started. I've come a long way in just how I do my makeup, how I carry myself, the way that my setup and everything looks. But no matter what I did, nothing was changing. My views were just not really getting a whole lot better. I got monetized, I think, going into my 3rd year on YouTube, and I hoped that once I got monetized, it would be a lot easier to get the views, it'd be a lot easier to grow, and it just really has not been. You have to get to $100 in order to be able to cash out on YouTube, in order to be able to, get paid. You have to hit a threshold of $100. Before, when I was posting 3 to 4 times every single week, first of all, this is beautiful. It is blending beautifully, and these shades like work really, really well together. I'm glad that I went with that. But like I said, when I was uploading 3 to 4 times a week, it was taking me between 6 to 8 months to reach $100. This is uploading consistently, 3 to 4 times a week. This is uploading 25 days in a row in December. It's taken me this long. And so when 2024 rolled around, I just decided, you know what, I had to take a real hard look at myself, at my channel, at what I was doing, and decide, is this something that's worth it for me to continue to put in the work, to put in the money? Because I don't get PR except for Nomad. Everything else I'm buying with my own money. So I'm not even making enough money on this channel, bringing in enough revenue on this channel to even pay for the products that I'm using on the channel. So like I said, I really just kind of had to take a real hard look and decide if it was something that I wanted to continue to put the work into that I was putting in before. After much thought and consideration, I just realized, you know what, it's not. I'm putting too much work in here. It was stressing me out. I'm not getting anywhere. And so I decided to take a back seat. Now, if I did notice that my views started to grow and I actually started to get somewhere with this, then yes, I would like to make this a career. That was the whole point of me starting my channel in the first place, was to hopefully make this a viable income. But with the work that I was putting into it, how much it was taking me to actually do the time, the money, it just wasn't worth it. I love makeup. I love doing YouTube, but I just could not keep putting the time and the energy and the money into the channel that I was putting in. I think I want to go into the OSL palette and maybe take a couple of shimmers out of here. Well, there are only 2 shimmers in the middle here. And I think I'm going to go with both of these shimmers here. Actually, I think what I want to do is to go back into the YXC and to take this shade. I cannot read that. It's so freaking light. But take, I'm sorry, not this shade on the lid, and then go into this palette and take Nordic Cool in the inner portion, maybe going all the way into the inner corner. Last question asked, would you consider doing a collab with other creators? The answer is yes, definitely. I've actually done one, and it was with Dion Loves Makeup. I think her channel is called just Miss Dion now, and I did enjoy that. That was actually, I think, my first real collab experience. I will say that it was a little bit confusing because she came up with the topic, right? And then we both, when we did our videos, we did them a little bit differently. I guess we saw the topic a little different than the other person did. It was fine. The collaboration, you know, was fine. But I haven't collabed with anybody since. I don't know. I wouldn't mind collabing with another person. Oh my god, this shimmer is absolutely beautiful. I would love to collab with another creator, but a lot of that just kind of comes down to time. You know, what is it that we both want to do? Are we on the same page? But basically, overall, the answer to that question is yes. I would definitely consider it. I would love to do that. All right, I'm going to take Nordic Cool and just kind of lay that in the inner portion of the eye right there. That is a gorgeous silvery shimmer. I'm going to go ahead and finish off with Democratic Design and just lay that directly into the innermost portion of the eye. That is going to be it for the shadows, and I have to say all three palettes performed beautifully, just like I expect a Nomad palette to perform. I think these are really beautiful travel palettes. They worked really well together. I have no complaints. All right, I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to go ahead and finish off my look, liner, lashes, waterline, lips, and then we will come back and finish off the video. That's going to be it for this Q&A. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I didn't get a ton of questions, but I did get some good questions. This was a lot of fun. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to give the video a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, you are not already subscribed, I would love it if you would consider joining my little family and hitting subscribe. Make sure you tap the bell so you don't miss a thing. You can also follow me on my other socials. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Be safe, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.